How's it going, everyone? It's July 15th, 2025, Northwest Washington. This plum is called Velora plum, and it's ripe about almost as early as beauty plum. Beauty plum ripens up just a little bit earlier than this, but this does not all ripen at the same time, so most of these are not ripe. The ripe ones will have a darker color. Let's see if we can find a ripe one. One year I tasted this, and I must have tasted it way too late because I didn't like it. And so I didn't bother putting any supports under these branches because I was like, well, if they break, they break. I won't care. But what ended up happening is this branch broke. There's another like 2 branches on the other side that broke. The plum looks like this when it's ripe, and it's freestone actually. Let's see if we can show you the stone. It's semi-freestone. It's not quite freestone, but it's a lot more free than the beauty plum, that's for sure. Something just bit me on the stomach while I was recording, and that's why I had to reach down. Here's another one. Look at this. So yeah, the stone is semi-free. It's still considered clean stone, but I just wanted to emphasize that the stone is not completely clean like on the beauty plum. But look how loaded this is. This is far more loaded than any of my other plums. The only other plum that comes close to this, well, I mean, there's a lot of plums that load up like this. Like beauty plum can get very loaded, but beauty plum, if it gets loaded, the plum size gets small. Here, even if it's overloaded, all the plums are just big. I almost want to say that I'm going to prefer this one over beauty plum because the flavor is also really good. It's not as watery. It's not as watery as beauty plum, but it's very perfumey, very aromatic, a very aromatic plum. It's still juicy. It just it's a little bit more meaty and semi-freestone. See, that stone came completely free if you pick them a little bit sooner. This one's a little bit harder. But now I put supports under these branches because all these branches started breaking. Rumiana Zorka is the other plum that I was gonna say gets also pretty loaded. I'll maybe insert it in the video later so you can see. But just goes to show you, you can't be too soon to judge a plum because the first year it fruited, and I didn't know when it was supposed to ripen, and I tasted it too late, and by then it was just dry and mealy, and I didn't like it. And so I thought, well, this is not a good plum. But now that one's still green, underripe. But now it actually tastes really good. See, this one's ripe right here. When they get this color. But that one kind of started drying out. This one's a little bit overripe. Now I have supports. And supports. Because all the branches just started breaking. So that's Velora plum. Velora plum. Yeah, that one's early too. It was in the shade and I thought it was ripe. But it's cool because they don't all ripen at the same time, so you can come out and snack on it, and then snack on it the next day, and then snack on it again the next day, and you'll still have plums. They're not all gonna ripen at the same time. Like, most of these are still pretty hard, and they just kind of ripen around the tree. You have to look for them. Like the last two that I picked are actually underripe. Dog is just enjoying himself. These are my black walnuts. This one looks ripe. Yeah, it's a good plum. If it's fully ripe, even this one tastes a little underripe. You have to feel them for how soft they are to actually get a good one. This one looks like it's overripe. Yeah, when they're fully ripe, it's just very aromatic. Good tasting plum. Very productive. Let me show you some of the other trees that aren't ripe yet, just to kind of give you an idea of how loaded this one is compared to the others. And this is Rumiana Zorka. It's a little bit larger, but it's not ripe yet. But also you can see how loaded it is. It does produce a lot of plums for our climate. So that's Rumiana Zorka. This is beauty plum over here. You can kind of see it's also very loaded to the point where plums are all falling, branches are breaking. But when beauty plum overloads, the plums get small, and normally they're like 3 times this size. A lot juicier. And now that I've had the Velora and now coming to this one's more aromatic actually. But the pit is completely clean. But if you're just after flavor and juiciness, the beauty plum is hard to beat. It's like little droplets of water with flavor, really good flavor. Sometimes if I'm thirsty on a hot day, I'll just come to the tree and I'll eat like 10 or 12 of these and then get hydrated, because it's so much water in here that if you eat enough of these, you're not thirsty. See, it's just, that one was slightly rotten, so I squeezed it. But you can just keep eating these. That's beauty plum. Super loaded. So that's the two that are ripe right now. And this one's still earlier. My earliest plum is Beauty Plum. I have not had any plum that ripens before this one. If somebody knows an earlier one, let me know. That's Beauty Plum.